So, I've been looking over the stuff you sent, and it really got me thinking.
Yeah.
Those things we all kind of struggle with, like headaches that just never seem to go away,
Right.
and feeling completely drained all the time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, those nights when sleep just feels impossible.
Totally. And the interesting thing about the stuff you sent is it dives into this idea that
Yeah.
maybe these aren't just like random bad days
Right.
or just because we're busy.
Mm.
It suggests that maybe there's a deeper connection
Okay.
and one that we might be overlooking.
Okay, so let's break this down because this source really hones in on our nutrition, right? I
Exactly.
mean, we're so quick to blame stress or a packed schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this material suggests we should be looking at things from a nutritional angle,
Mm-hmm.
specifically magnesium and vitamin K levels. So I guess our mission here is to really explore that connection.
Yeah, definitely. The main argument is that not having enough of these two really important nutrients, magnesium and vitamin K, could be a much bigger factor in those headaches, the constant fatigue and those sleepless nights than we usually think. It's like there might be a connection right there in front of us.
Hiding in plain sight,
Exactly.
affecting our overall well-being.
Right.
So let's start with magnesium.
Okay.
We hear about it every now and then.
Yeah.
But what's the real deal here based on what this source is saying? What makes it so important when we're talking about these specific problems?
What's fascinating is how this source explains the many different roles magnesium plays.
Okay.
You can think of it like this essential element for keeping our bodies calm and functioning properly.
Okay.
And the material highlights its importance for three main things:
Yeah.
muscle relaxation, nerve function, and how well we sleep.
Okay, so how does that translate into fewer headaches, more energy, and better sleep? Can you give us some concrete examples from the source?
Sure. So basically, the source explains that magnesium acts as a natural kind of calming agent for our nervous system. And when you don't have enough of it, your nervous system can get stuck in overdrive,
Oh.
which makes it really hard to relax and fall asleep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It also points out that by helping our muscles relax, magnesium can be really helpful for tension headaches.
Right, the ones that feel like there's a band squeezing your head.
Exactly. And muscle cramps, which can definitely mess with your sleep, are also often linked to low magnesium levels.
Okay.
And when it comes to feeling totally wiped out during the day,
Yeah.
the source emphasizes how magnesium is involved in the actual creation of energy within our cells.
Wow, so it's like our cells are little power plants, and magnesium is a key part of how they produce energy.
Precisely.
So it's not just about feeling tired in general.
Right.
There's a direct connection to physical tension and even how our cells generate power.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's a connection I hadn't really made before.
It's pretty cool.
Now let's talk about vitamin K.
Okay.
It's not one we usually associate with headaches or energy levels.
Right.
So what role does it play in all of this according to the material?
Well, if we think about overall circulatory health,
Okay.
the functions of vitamin K that are described in the source become really interesting.
Okay.
It emphasizes how important vitamin K is for healthy blood circulation and how that impacts brain function.
Got it.
The idea is that good blood flow is absolutely essential for delivering oxygen and all the nutrients our body needs, especially to our brains.
So it's more than just about its role in blood clotting then?
Exactly. Well, blood clotting is obviously crucial.
Right.
The source really focuses on how vitamin K contributes to keeping blood flowing smoothly and efficiently throughout our entire system.
Interesting.
And this improved circulation is thought to be really important for preventing migraines and brain fog.
Makes sense.
Plus, the material mentions how important vitamin K is for a healthy cardiovascular system.
Which of course directly affects how well oxygen gets to our brain.
Precisely. And it also mentions this interesting connection between vitamin K and vitamin D.
Oh, right, which we know is crucial for strong bones and muscles.
Exactly. So, while it's an indirect link, it still plays a significant role in our overall energy levels and how we feel.
Right. Okay, so we've got these two nutrients that maybe we haven't been giving it enough credit to,
Yeah.
potentially playing really big roles in our health and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the source you shared seems to be a big advocate for getting these nutrients from food
Yes.
rather than relying on supplements.
Yeah.
What are some of the natural dietary powerhouses it recommends?
Well, this is a key part of the source's approach.
Okay.
It really emphasizes the power of eating nutrient-rich foods.
Right.
When it comes to magnesium, it specifically mentions spinach as a real superstar for fighting fatigue.
Spinach.
Yep. And then there are nuts like almonds, cashews, and walnuts.
Oh, I love those.
Me too. And they're great because they not only contain magnesium,
Yeah,
but they're also really beneficial for brain function.
I did not know that.
And then there are avocados, which are highlighted for their healthy fats and magnesium, which can really contribute to a sense of calm and relaxation.
Nice.
And of course, let's not forget bananas, which are presented as fantastic energy boosters,
Mhm.
and they're packed with magnesium too.
So strategically including those foods in our diet could be a big step in the right direction.
Definitely.
What about vitamin K? What specific foods does the source emphasize for that?
For vitamin K, the source specifically mentions tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, highlighting how important they are for maintaining that healthy circulation we were talking about earlier.
Interesting. So it's not just a general suggestion to eat healthier.
Right.
It's giving us concrete examples of what to actually eat.
Precisely.
Now, beyond what we eat, the source also talks about how our daily habits and lifestyle can affect these nutrient levels,
Yes.
or how well our bodies use them. So what kind of lifestyle adjustments does it recommend?
Well, the source makes it clear that what we eat is just one piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It recommends building a foundation with a balanced diet that includes plenty of whole, unprocessed foods. It also specifically advises being mindful of our caffeine and alcohol intake because those can actually deplete our body's magnesium stores.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's something to be aware of.
Huh, I had no idea.
And then getting regular sunlight is mentioned as being important for supporting vitamin K function,
Okay.
especially in its connection with vitamin D.
Right.
And then there's regular physical activity, which is highlighted for its role in improving circulation
Mm.
and how well our bodies absorb nutrients.
So exercise is key.
Definitely. And finally, it emphasizes how important it is to manage stress through things like meditation, deep breathing exercises, and other relaxation techniques,
Okay.
because chronic stress can really impact our overall nutrient balance and well-being.
So it's about looking at the big picture of our eating habits and how we live our lives.
Exactly. The source suggests that these dietary changes work best when we combine them with healthier lifestyle choices,
Right.
and that can really amplify the benefits of magnesium and vitamin K.
Okay, so to sum it all up, what's the main message this source is trying to get across to us? What's the key takeaway?
The main message is to recognize that our magnesium and vitamin K levels can really impact those common and often really frustrating issues
Yeah.
like headaches, constant low energy, and trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
It's suggesting that by paying attention to how much of these nutrients we're getting mainly through the foods we eat,
Hmm.
and by making some positive changes to our lifestyle, we might discover a more natural and effective way to address these problems than we thought possible.
Yeah, it really makes you think. If you've been struggling with these kinds of issues, maybe it's time to take a closer look at what you're eating and how you're spending your time.
That's a great point.
So for our final thought today, given this deep dive into the potential power of magnesium and vitamin K, what's one small change, whether it's a food you could add to your diet or a little tweak to your daily routine that you'd be curious to try and see if it makes a difference for you?
That's a great question.
It's all about finding what works for you and what helps you feel your best.
Exactly.
It's your own personal journey of discovery.
I like that.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. It was a really interesting conversation.
Until next time.
See you then.